Good afternoon and welcome to Dooley Health and Care Field for today's CCAC opener as the St. Xavier Cougars come to Joliet to take on the St. Francis Saints. And it's going to be a little backwards here as we are playing at the home of the Saints today, but the Saints are going to be the road team as this game was initially scheduled to be played at St. Xavier. So the Fighting Saints will be the visitors, and they will take their first cuts here in the top of the first against today's starting pitcher for St. Xavier, Nico Saldias. And Nico on the season is making his 7th start of the year for St. Xavier. He is 1-3 with an ERA of 3.20 on the year. So he has been a tough customer so far this season. 25 and a third innings, only 25 hits, 32 strikeouts to go up against 9 walks. So control pitcher, doesn't give up a lot of hits, and the Saints have their hands full. Sitting in for Terry today, my name is Aaron Shellen, and I'll be bringing you both ends of today's doubleheader here from Joliet. And let's take a look at the St. Francis starting lineup today as it stacks up against Saldias. Batting leadoff and starting over at first base will be Nate Maliska. Batting second and playing third will be Hector Carrillo. Batting third out in right field, the hot-hitting Eric Maffey. Batting cleanup in center field, Luke Ketchum. Brian Hidalgo will bat fifth and play shortstop. John McGuire over at second will bat sixth. Josh Kernbauer is your DH here in Game 1. Jake Lasota bats 8th and does the catching. And batting 9th will be the left fielder, Jake Vera. So that is your starting lineup as it stands today for St. Francis. The Fighting Saints looking to end a couple of streaks here. They're 0-5 at home, looking for their first home victory, even though this would be counted, I believe, as a road victory should they pick up the W here in Game 1. And they're also on a 12-game losing streak, so looking to snap that streak. 5-15 on the season. St. Xavier comes in with a record of 8-13 on the year. They won their last time out, and we are ready to go. So Nate Maliska steps in, the lefty, swings at the first pitch. Grounds it to the shortstop, Smith. Smith across the diamond. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the first. Stepping in now will be the third baseman for St. Francis, Hector Carrillo. Carrillo 302 on the early season, 7 runs knocked in. Righty stands at the back of the batter's box. First pitch from Saldias is away, gets away from the catcher. One and 0. High fastball swung through and missed by Carrillo. 1-1. Wind is blowing out to left center field. Center and left center field here. Pretty steady. That flag out there in center field is basically straight out. So somebody can get something up into this breeze. We could have ourselves a high-scoring affair. 1-1 pitch fouled straight back, 1-2. And it hasn't been the offense that's been a problem for St. Francis this season. They come in with a team batting average of 283 on the year. Problem has been their pitching, a team ERA close to 9. So they do need to put up some runs given that their pitching staff has struggled. 1-2 lifted foul to the right out of play. Infield and outfield playing Carrillo straight up. Hector, 13 hits in 43 plate appearances here in the early going. 3 doubles mixed in that. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Carrillo goes down on strikes. First strikeout of the game for Saldias. Second out here in the first, and that'll bring up, as I mentioned, the hot-hitting Eric Maffey. Eric, 379 on the season, already with 7 round trippers, 19 RBIs on the year. Maffey only hit 5 home runs a year ago, already with 7 here in his senior campaign. Infield has him swung over to left just a little. First pitch is outside for a ball, 1-0. Outfield playing him straight up. If he reaches, Luke Ketchum would get a chance to hit here in the first. Big cut there. Swings through it. 1-1. Temperature at first pitch, 41 degrees. The sun is out. The wind is blowing. It's chilly, but it's spring baseball weather. 1-1 pitch fouled straight back. 1-2. So Diaz looking to put the Saints down in order here in the top of the first. 1-2 pitch in the dirt, 2-2. Eric will also draw a walk. He leads the team in bases on balls with 10 here in the early going. 462 on base percentage to go along with that 379 batting average and an 833 slugging. Grounds it to the right side, right at Hayes, the second baseman, who is shaded that way, and that will retire the Saints in order here in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first. St. Francis nothing, St. Xavier coming up. Bottom of the first inning here, and on the mound for St. Francis here as they look to stop a extended losing streak is the junior right-hander Sam Pileggi. Sam, the righty out of Plainfield, making his fifth start of the season, looking for his first victory of the year. No record yet, 0-0 in 4 starts. This is his fifth start of the season. He's pitched 15 2/3 innings, given up 15 hits. He's walked 7, struck out 11. Opponents are batting .231 against the 5'9" junior right-hander who had been a reliever throughout his career here at St. Francis. Made 24 relief appearances in 21 and 22 this season. All starts, 4 starts, making his fifth here, and this is the lineup he will face against St. Xavier. Batting leadoff is the shortstop Declan Smith. First pitch to Smith is outside for a ball. Batting second will be the left fielder Kevin Dowling. Evan Orzik will bat third and do the catching. Joe Reisers is the designated hitter. Batting cleanup, Patrick Duran bats fifth and plays first base. Darren Zario will bat sixth and play third. Pitch is also away, 2-0. Patrick Hayes will bat seventh, play second. Colin Wolf out in center field bats eighth, and Daniel Barrios will bat ninth and play right field against Pileggi. The 2-0 misses away, so 3 straight pitches from Pileggi to Smith out of the strike zone. Declan Smith will get on base, hitting .255 on the season, but putting up close to a .400 on base percentage here in the early going, sitting currently at .397. 11 walks in 58 plate appearances. Takes the 3-0 pitch over for a strike, 3-1. It's a St. Xavier team that was 22-7-1 in the CCAC a year ago, 43-15 overall. Finished half a game ahead of St. Francis in the CCAC. That pitch also a strike. And for the second straight time, Declan Smith starts the move down to first base, has to turn around and come back. The count is now full. St. Francis 30-27 on the year, but 22-8 in the CCAC. Once they got into conference play, they really turned things on. Finished half a game behind these Cougars. The payoff pitch hit in the air out to center field. Right there is Ketchum. Squeezes it. One away. So nicely done by Pileggi to battle back from a 3-0 hole there to get the leadoff hitter Declan Smith to fly out on a lazy fly ball to center field. And again, with that wind whipping out to center and left center field, these balls could go a long way. Stepping in now, Kevin Dowling, the left fielder. He's gotten off to a hot start for St. Xavier. 375 on the year, 1 home run, 9 runs knocked in. Pitch over for a strike, 0-1. St. Xavier, a 266 hitting team on the season, and I talked last inning about the pitching struggles for St. Francis, an 8.98 team ERA coming into this one through their first 20. Fisted to the right, foul. That ERA would, in large part, explain the early season struggles, 5-15 for the Saints here in the early going. 0-2 now, though, on Dowling. Called strike 3, catches the outside corner. So 3 pitches, 3 strikes. First strikeout of the game for Pileggi, second out here in the first. Batting third for St. Xavier is their heavy hitting catcher, Evan Orzik. Evan, 389 here on the season, 28 hits in 72 at bats, has 3 home runs and a team leading 13 runs knocked in. Pitch away. Orzik currently riding a 3-game hitting streak, and he has hits in 5 of his last 6 games, including 7 RBIs in those last 5 games. Foul tipped. 1-1. Sun is out. We are expecting some clouds later on, but with those clouds, the temperatures will rise a little bit. Expecting the temps to hit the high 40s, low 50s by the time we get into the second game this afternoon. Pitch upstairs for a ball, 2-1. But right now, the sun is out. It's crisp and it's cool here in Joliet. Bottom of the first, and if you're just joining us, yes, St. Francis is out there in the bottom of the first inning on defense, as this game initially was supposed to be played at St. Xavier. So St. Francis, even though they're playing at home, are considered the road team here in this one. 2-2 the count. If Orzik reaches, Joe Reisers would get a chance to hit here in the first. Pileggi looking to set them down in order, and he does. Another called strike 3, so 2 strikeouts here in the first inning for Pileggi, and that will retire the side. So both teams go 3 up, 3 down in the first. We head to the second. No score. Top two here at Dooley Health and Care Field, and we have no score through one inning. St. Francis will send up 4-5-6 here in inning number 2 against Nico Saldias. That's Luke Ketchum, Brian Hidalgo, and John McGuire. And Luke Ketchum steps in. He's had just a fantastic offensive start to the season for St. Francis. 395 on the year, 3 home runs, 12 runs knocked in. First pitch swings and misses, and all Luke has done in his career here at St. Francis is hit the baseball. 317 back in 2021, 337 a year ago, 395 so far this season for the St. Francis center fielder. So 2 cuts, comes up empty both times. He's in the hole here, 0-2. Next home run for Luke will be the 20th of his collegiate career. He had a team-high 13 round trippers a year ago. 3 this year, 3 back in 2021. Laces it foul. Stays alive, 0-2. A 791 slugging to go along with a 500 on-base percentage for the St. Francis center fielder. Pitch in the dirt. He's also been perfect in the field the last year plus. Hasn't committed an error this year. Didn't commit an error last year. So offense, defense, Luke does it all. Infield, outfield, straight up. Infield is deep. Middle infielder's back on the edge of the dirt. 2-2. Second baseman Patrick Hayes actually a step on that outfield grass. Shortstop Declan Smith back on the lip of the grass. And the defense for St. Xavier, Darren Zarillo at third, Declan Smith at short, Patrick Hayes at second, Patrick Duran at first. And Ketchum smokes that ball out to left center field, back on it, over the head of the center fielder, Colin Wolfe, and Ketchum strolls into second with a leadoff double. Found himself down in the count, 0-2, battled back 2-2, found a pitch he could hit, and drove it out to that left center field gap. It's the first hit of the game, first base runner of the game for either team, and it's a leadoff double for Ketchum. The outfield for St. Xavier, Kevin Dowling, Colin Wolfe out in center field, couldn't chase that ball down, and then Daniel Barrios out in right field. So St. Xavier, runner at second. Nobody out here top of the first inning, and Brian Hidalgo will step in. Brian, a sophomore from Addison, takes the first pitch upstairs for a ball. The 1-0. Hit hard, foul right into the St. Francis dugout. 1-1. Hidalgo 13 for 39 here this season. It's a .333 average, 5 doubles in that. Mixed into that, still looking for his first home run of the season. Has 10 runs knocked in. Looking to pick up number 11 here if he can get Ketchum home from second base. The 1-1. Outside. First baseman Patrick Duran, even with the bag. Same thing with the third baseman Darren Zarillo over at third. Middle infield plays deep, outfield straight up. Now Doran backs off at first. The 2-1. Hit foul, 2-2. St. Francis 5-15 here in the early going, 0-5 here at home, looking for their first victory on their home field this year. Again, though, I think this will be classified as an away victory if they do pick it up. The 2-2 now. Misses away, 3-2. John McGuire and Josh Kernbauer, next two men in the St. Francis lineup, against Nico Saldias for St. Xavier. Here comes the payoff pitch to Hidalgo. Swung on and missed. Hidalgo swung at a pitch outside of the strike zone, chased. And that's the second strikeout of the game for Saldias. That'll bring up John McGuire, the second baseman. First pitch to John is upstairs for a ball. John, a junior from New Lenox, went to Lincoln Way Central. Used as a two-way player, has started a couple of games this season on the mound. 288 hitter at the plate, 1 home run, 10 runs knocked in. Swings and misses there. Hit .331 a year ago with 1 home run, 23 RBIs. Also pitched in 11 games, made 8 starts, put up a 5-4 record with a 2.72 ERA. In his career here with St. Xavier, he's made 28 appearances on the mound. He's 9-5 with a 2.90 ERA and a .328 career batting average. So, two-way player here for St. Francis, finds himself down in the count, 1-2. Trying to catch him over to third or get him in here with a base hit. Swung on and missed. So that's strikeout number 3 here for Saldias. So he gives up the leadoff double to Luke Ketchum, is able to come back with swinging strikeouts of Hidalgo and McGuire, and that'll leave it to Josh Kernbauer here with a runner at second and 2 away. Josh, the DH here in game number 1. Junior out of Tinley Park, .341 batting average on the season, 1 home run, 6 knocked in. Pitch is right there for a strike, 0-1. Second baseman Patrick Hayes trying to keep Ketchum close. Time called. Outfield for Kernbauer. The left fielder and the right fielder are shaded a little bit towards right field while the center fielder is straight up. So there's a lot of space down the left field line if Kernbauer can turn on one here. Also a big gap out in right center field. One and one. Breaking pitch misses upstairs, 2-1. If Kernbauer reaches Jake Lasota, get a chance to hit here in the second inning. Game 1 of a doubleheader here in Joliet. St. Francis and St. Xavier kicking off the CCAC conference schedule in 2023. Pitch misses downstairs, 3-1. These two teams were separated by half a game in the standings a year ago. 22-7-1 for St. Xavier, 22-8 for St. Francis. Three and one. Swung on and missed, 3-2. Payoff pitch incoming to Josh Kernbauer. Grounded foul off of first base. We'll do it again. Kernbauer hit 259 a year ago, up to 341 this season. That ball, I guess, catches the outside corner, called strike three. So 4 strikeouts here through 2 innings for Saldias. Gives up the leadoff double to Luke Ketchum. Luke is stranded at second. We go to the bottom of the second, still no score. Bottom of the second inning, St. Xavier get their second look at Sam Pileggi. Sam set down the side in order in the bottom of the first, struck out a couple. He'll face the middle of this St. Xavier lineup: Joe Reisers, Patrick Duran, and Darren Zarillo. Reisers takes the first pitch downstairs for a ball. Joe comes in at 265, 2 home runs, 8 runs knocked in here in the early going. Grounds this one hard down the third base line. Foul. 1-1. Huge hole up the middle as the shortstop Brian Hidalgo is swung way over towards third base. That pitch on the outside edge, 1-2. Reisers 13 for 49 here in the early going with those 2 home runs. Fouled straight back. Do it again, 1-2. Outfield playing deep. Swung over towards left field a little bit, although the right fielder, Eric Maffey, playing really close to that right field line. So Reisers could round the bases twice if he can get one into that right center field gap. 2-2. Pileggi looking for his 3rd consecutive strikeout. Pitch misses away, 3-2. Count goes full. Pileggi only needed 9 pitches to get through that first inning with his 2 strikeouts. There is strikeout number 3. That is a strikeout swinging. 3rd consecutive strikeout for Pileggi here. And that's 1 away in the first, or in the second rather. That'll bring up now the first baseman, Patrick Duran, and he has struggled this season in the early going for St. Xavier. 7 for 47 on the year. That is a 149, batting average here in the early going. Swings at the first pitch, comes up empty. He's 1 for his last 16. Does have a couple of 2-hit games back on the 25th and 26th of February. Had a couple of hits in each of those games against Miami, Hamilton, including a home run. And I think that pitch got him right on the left leg, and he's in some pain, right on the shin bone. Duran trying to push himself up off the ground. He's having some difficulty punching at the turf here. So that'll be the first base runner of the afternoon for St. Xavier. And Duran's going to make his way down to first base, gives the thumbs up, doesn't want anything to do with the trainer, just gets up and makes his way down to first base, gives everybody a thumbs up. Looks like he's ready to, he forgot his batting helmet. He's ready to go. And he's going to make the 90-foot walk back the other direction to get his batting helmet. And they are actually going to pull him from the game here. He will come back, get his batting helmet, and coming out to pinch run here for St. Xavier is number 70. That's Vaughn Smith, a freshman infielder. So we'll see if he stays in the game at first base. But right now he's in as a pinch runner over at first. Pitch gets away. Smith will move down to second right away on the wild pitch. So runner at second, one out. Vaughn Smith now down the runner now down at second base. Darren Zarillo steps in for St. Xavier. Zarillo at 203 on the year, 7 RBIs. There's an RBI opportunity here, though. Runner at second, one away in the second. Big swing comes up empty, 1-1. 3 strikeouts for Pileggi here through an inning and a third. Fell behind the first batter of the game. Declan Smith, 3-0, was able to come back and get him on a 3-2 pitch, a fly out to center. And then a couple of strikeout looking. That ball's laced down the left field line. Over for it, though, is Jake Vera. And Jake makes the catch for the second out here in the second inning. So Zarillo hit it hard, but it stayed up long enough for Vera to be able to make the catch, and that'll bring up now the second baseman, Patrick Hayes. Patrick Hayes, 256 hitter here in the early going with 7 runs knocked in as well. He's looking for a 2-out RBI. Very similar situation to the top of the inning where runner at second, 2 outs as Pileggi swings off the mound, tries to catch Vaughn off guard. Vaughn Smith back in easily. He's the runner at second. He's pinch running for Patrick Duran, who was hit in the shin by a pitch. Tried to stay in the game, but wasn't allowed. First pitch is away to Hayes. If Hayes reaches, Colin Wolfe would get a chance to bat here in inning number 2. No score, game number 1, 7-inning first game, 9-inning second game, unless the first game goes into extra innings. Breaking pitch right there for a strike, 1-1. If game 1 goes into extra innings, game 2 will only be 7 innings. So hang with me this afternoon and let's watch some baseball. 1-1 on Hayes. Pileggi looking to get through 2 unscathed here. Downstairs for a ball. This is a St. Francis pitching staff that has walked more batters than it struck out here on the season. 101 walks, 99 strikeouts. Pickoff play down at second. Smith is back in safely. 101 bases on balls, 99 strikeouts here by this pitching staff. Pileggi has flipped that the other way with his 3 strikeouts here so far, but a young pitching staff that's still trying to find their way. Pitch is inside and down for a ball, 2-1. Pileggi's one of the few regular pitchers with an ERA sub-9, so still trying to work through some stuff here in the early going, but it's why you play all those games early on so that when the conference tournament or conference schedule gets ready, and there's a walk to Patrick Hayes, so that'll put 2 runners on here in the second inning. So once the conference schedule gets started, everybody's feeling a little bit more broken in, if you will. Colin Wolfe now stepping in. Colin has struggled this year with the bat as well. 9 for 56. It's a 161 batting average. 23 strikeouts in those 56 plate appearances. I think maybe they pitched around Hayes to get to Wolfe as Wolfe swings at the first pitch. 0-1. The number 8 hitter, the center fielder, Colin Wolfe. That one's on the outside edge, 0-2. And this is the way it feels, right? When you're struggling with the bat, you look up and it's 0-2 just about every time. Wolfe, the senior out of Homer Glen, finds himself in a quick 0-2 hole. Pileggi looking for his 4th punch out of the game. Just gets a piece of it to stay alive. Runner at second is Smith. Runner at first is Hayes. 0-2, the count on the batter, Colin Wolfe. No score here, bottom of the second inning. Fouled off to the right, stays 0-2. And again, if you're just tuning in, these games were initially supposed to be played at St. Xavier, so playing at home or playing on their home field, St. Francis is actually the visiting team here for this doubleheader. The 0-2 again. Breaking pitch just misses on the inside edge. 1-2. Wolfe able to lay off that one. Wolfe staying alive. Fell behind the count. 0-2. It's 1-2. He's fouled off a couple pitches. Fouls off another pitch. Stays alive. It's 1-2 still. Timeout called, and Jake Lesotho wants a new baseball. Gets a new baseball. Gets it back to Pileggi. And we're ready to go here. 1-2 now, the count on Colin Wolfe. St. Xavier threatens here in the second. Runners at first and second, 2 away. Both dugouts making a lot of noise. The 1-2. Lined down the left field line. Hooking. Just foul. Couldn't have missed that left field paint by very much. Home plate umpire was right on that one. Threw the arms up to call that one foul. So Wolfe not able to catch a break there as he's struggling with the bat and comes up just a few inches short of extra bases. Still 1-2. Fouled off again. So Wolfe really battling here in this plate appearance. Found himself down 0-2. Has fouled off 5 pitches now. Taking a ball. Forcing Pileggi to work here as Sam's up to 31 pitches here in the bottom of the second inning. Here comes the 1-2 again. Upstairs, 2-2. Daniel Barrios, the number 9 hitter, stands in the on-deck circle. Count even. 2 on. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the second. Pickoff attempt, and Smith back in safely again. Pileggi is set, checks the runner at second. And the runner at first comes home with the 2-2. Called strike 3. Pileggi loved that one. Pumps the fist. Strikeout number 4 for Sam through 2. No score. We're back here for the top of inning number 3. And St. Francis will send up 8-9-1. That'll be Lasota, Vera, and Meliska. First pitch swinging. Lasota grounds it to short. 1 away. Brings up the left fielder and number 9 hitter, Jake Vera. So Saldias gave up that leadoff double in the second inning to Luke Ketchum. Was able to strike out Hidalgo, McGuire, and Kernbauer in succession to leave Ketchum at second. Lasota grounds out on the first pitch. That's 4 straight. Retired here by Saldias. Vera, the senior from Chicago, finds himself down in the count 0-2. 279 on the year, 1 home run, 8 knocked in for Vera. He hit 366 a year ago. Takes that pitch away. Wind blowing out to left field now. It had been blowing out to center earlier. Vera checks his swing, holds up 2-2. So Diaz 1 hit allowed, 4 strikeouts in 2 1/3 innings so far. 2-2 to Vera. Called strike 3. Seemingly large strike zone here by our home plate umpires as we've had players on both sides sort of drop the bat to the ground and lift their head up and walk away without saying anything. But that's 5 strikeouts for Saldias and 4 for Pileggi here in the early going. That'll bring up Nate Meliska. Nate swung at the first pitch he saw in the ball game, grounded out to short. He came in hitting .385 this season. It's 10 for 25 here in the early going. 0 for 1 today. Pitch misses away, 1-1. Fouled straight back, 1-2. Second baseman Hayes a couple steps back on that outfield turf. Outfield shaded a little bit towards left field for Nate Meliska. Upstairs, 2-2. Saldias looking for his second 1-2-3 inning. Set down the side in order in the first. 8 of the first 9 retired by Saldias, who has been really good this year. The record only 1-3, but a 3.20 ERA, 32 strikeouts, and only 9 walks in 25 innings. Count remains 2-2 on the St. Francis first baseman here in Game 1. Nate Miliska, Game 1 of 2. Pitch inside. Count goes full, 3-2. Hector Carrillo will get a chance to hit if Miliska reaches. And he does. So he comes back from that 1-2 hole to draw a 2-out walk, and that'll bring up Carrillo here. Hector at 3-0-2. He struck out swinging in the first inning as 7 runs knocked in. Nate has not attempted a stolen base this season. Not taking a very big lead down there at first, only a couple of steps off the bag. First pitch misses down to Carrillo for a ball. Upstairs, 2-0. Carrillo, a senior from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Played for Pittsburgh State University previous to his time here with St. Francis. Starting down at third base today. He's ahead in the count here, 2-0. Swings through that one, 2-1. Eric Maffey hoping to hit here in the third inning with runners on base. Miliska down at first. The 2-1 on Carrillo. Breaking pitch. Carrillo swings and misses, 2-2. Just gets a piece of that high fastball. Pitch was up at his eyeballs. Was able to get the bat on it. Fouls it back. Two and two. Pitch misses up. 3-2. Count goes full. Miliska will be off with this 3-2 pitch. Pitch count for Saldias up to 47 now through 2 2/3 innings. St. Francis making them work here a little bit in the third. Here comes the payoff pitch to Carrillo. There goes Miliska, grounded to the left side in the hole. Grabbed by Smith. Long throw across the diamond, and he gets him by a step. Nice play by Declan Smith, ranging far to his right. Makes the long throw to retire the side. So 2-out walk goes for nothing. St. Francis, nothing. St. Xavier, nothing. Going to the bottom of the third. Bottom of inning number 3, still scoreless here at Dooley Health and Care Field in Joliet. It'll be 9-1-2 against Sam Pileggi, who has struck out 4 here through 2 innings. Daniel Barrios, followed by Declan Smith and Kevin Dowling. Barrios, 265 on the season. The number 9 hitter leads the team in home runs with 4. First pitch catches the outer edge for a strike. Pileggi, 41 pitches through his 2 innings of work. No hits, 1 walk, 4 Ks. He's head in the count here, 0-1. Head here in the count, 0-2. As Barrios swings through that one. Sam came in, this is his 5th start of the season. 15 2/3 innings, 15 hits. He had struck out 11 and walked 8. Misses well away there. Misses away and misses away again, 2-2. Last time out for Sam was back on the 6th at Warner down in Florida. Went 4 innings in that one, gave up 3 hits, a couple of earned runs, walked 2, struck out 4. So 0-2 count has quickly turned into 3-2 here against Daniel Barrios, as all 3 of the last pitches have been outside, bringing this count full. Prior to that, he went 5 innings back on the 25th of February against Mount Mercy, giving up 1 earned run. Payoff pitch hit high in the air out to right field. Maffey turns, watches, and that ball is gone. So I talked about the number 9 hitter leading the team in home runs with 4. He's now got 5, and St. Xavier has taken a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd. Hit that ball into the breeze as it's blowing out to left field, but all Eric could do in right field was turn and watch it go. 1-0 St. Xavier. Brings up Declan Smith. Flew out to center after an extended at bat in the first. Got ahead in the count, 3-0. Pileggi was able to battle back to 3-2, and Smith flew out to catch him in center field to start off the bottom of the first. Misses away. So for Barrios, home run number 5, RBI number 12 on the season for the number 9 hitter. Another pitch misses away, 2-0. So all of a sudden, Sam seems to have lost the strike zone a little bit. He got ahead of Barrios, 0-2 really quickly. Then 3 straight out of the strike zone. The payoff pitch, he grooved. Now he's fallen behind Smith, 2-0. Fallen behind Smith, 3-0. See if he can battle back against Smith like he did last time, where he fell behind 3-0 and was able to get him. First one's there for a strike, 3-1. Pileggi kicks and fires, fouled away, 3-2. So he does get the count back to full. See if he can put him away here. Kevin Dowling, Evan Orzek, and Joe Reisers are the next 3 men to bat here in the 3rd, which is now a 1-0 St. Xavier lead. Popped up on the right side. Nate Maliska calls for it, straddling the foul line, and he comes back into fair territory to make the catch, 1 away here in the 3rd. So nicely done by Pileggi again to come back from that 3-0 hole and get Smith to pop out to first, and that'll bring up Kevin Dowling. Kevin struck out looking in the first inning. 1 of 4 strikeouts here through 2 1/3 innings for Pileggi. Ball's laced out to left center field. Over for it, though, is Jake Vera. couple steps in front of the track, and he's able to retire Dowling on one pitch. If you're Sam Pileggi, that's exactly what you're looking for, is that pitch count starting to rise a little bit here, bottom of the 30s, up to 54 pitches through 2 2/3 innings. So those one pitch at bats are huge, and that'll bring up the catcher, Evan Orzik. Orzik struck out looking to end the first inning. It's a nice rebound here by Pileggi, giving up the leadoff home run to Daniel Barrios, able to retire Smith and Dowling, the next two hitters. First pitch swinging, Orzik fouls it off to the left, out of play. Sun's starting to be blocked here by the clouds. I mentioned we're going to have some cloud cover most of the afternoon, but with that will come a slight rise in temperature. We expect the temperature to hit high 40s, low 50s by the start of the second game. Oh, 1 on the outer edge, 0-2. St. Francis will send up Maffey, Ketchum, and Hidalgo in their half of the fourth inning. 7-inning game 1, 9-inning game 2. Ball hit out to right field. Over for it is Maffey. He's got room this time. Makes the catch shoulder high, and that retires the side. But St. Xavier gets on the board. Solo home run by Daniel Barrios, his 5th of the season. Gives the Cougars a 1-0 lead here as we head to the top of the fourth. Top of inning number 4 here. St. Francis finds himself in a 1-0 hole, courtesy of Daniel Barrios' 5th home run of the season in the bottom of inning 3. Players looking to get St. Francis back into it here in the fourth. Eric Maffey, Luke Ketchum, Brian Hidalgo, the 3-4-5 hitters against Nico Saldias, who has struck out 5, given up 1 hit and 1 walk through 3 innings. Maffey grounded out to second to end inning number 1. First pitch to Eric is there for a strike. Eric came in 379 on the season. Didn't play much his first couple of years. Back in 2020, just 8 for 36. 2021, you could see that bat start to come around. Again, not a lot of plate appearances, but 12 for 29. And there's his first hit of the game, a base hit to right center field. Over to scoop it up is Barrios. Maffey making the turn, and he will slide into second safely. Leadoff double for Eric Maffey. Gets a runner in scoring position here for St. Francis here in the 4th inning. It's double number 8 for Maffey on the season. Just to finish my thought, not a lot of plate appearances for Eric in 2021, but he hit over 400 last season. Finally got some real playing time. Started 53 games for St. Francis. Hit 384 with 5 home runs. That average at 379 this year, and the power coming this year as well. 7 home runs already for Eric. Leads off the second inning with a double. That'll bring up Luke Ketchum, who led off the second inning with a double. Luke's seen that average climb up over 400 with that double in inning at number 2. Breaking pitch upstairs for a ball. Luke looking for his 13th run knocked in of the season. 11 extra base hits already in 20 games for Luke. 7 doubles, a triple, 3 home runs. Heading the count here 1-0. Ball hit high in the air out to shallow center field. Wolf is in. Wolf makes the catch, 1 away. Back to second goes Maffey. He's there now with 1 out. And that'll bring up Brian Hidalgo. Brian was one of 3 strikeout victims in that second inning. He came up with Ketchum at second, nobody out. He struck out swinging. John McGuire, the next batter, would strike out swinging. And then Josh Kernbauer would strike out looking, stranding Ketchum at second. St. Francis looking to get that timely hit here in the 4th as they trail by 1. First pitch to the shortstop, Hidalgo. It's a fastball right there for a strike, 0-1. Second baseman Patrick Hayes doing his best to keep Maffey close, patting that glove, making some moves towards second. The 0-1. Laced to left center field. That ball gets down for a hit. It splits the outfielders. In from third comes Maffey. Into second goes Hidalgo, and we are all square at 1 on the RBI double by Brian Hidalgo. Got a pitch to hit and just drove it between the left fielder and the center fielder. 1 hop the wall. That's the 3rd hit of the game for St. Francis. All 3 of them have been doubles. For Hidalgo, that's his 11th RBI of the season, his 6th double, and he replaces Maffey down at second. John McGuire now looking to give St. Francis the lead if he can get something down in the outfield here. He struck out swinging as well in the second. A couple of doubles here in the 4th. Get this game tied. First pitch swinging, hammered out to right center field. Over forward is Wolf again. He makes the catch, not deep enough for Hidalgo to tag up, so Brian goes back to second. He's there now with 2 outs. McGuire swinging at that first pitch. That'll bring up Kernbauer. Kernbauer struck out looking to end the 4th inning, stranding a runner at second, looking to atone for that here in the 4th. So St. Xavier gets on the board with a solo home run by Daniel Barrios in the bottom of the 3rd inning. St. Francis turns around and gets that run right back here in the 4th. Looking for more. First pitch to Kernbauer is on the outside edge. That's a pitch that's been called a strike all morning and afternoon long here. The hitters for both teams need to be aware of that. 0-1. Swing at the chest-high fastball comes up empty, 0-2. Jake Lasota stands in the on-deck circle. Hoping for a chance to hit here with runners on base in the 4th inning of a tie score, 1-1. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Kernbauer goes down for the 2nd time. That is strikeout number 6 here for Saldias through 4. But St. Francis gets it even on an RBI double by Brian Hidalgo. We head to the bottom of the 4th, 1-1. Bottom of the fourth inning, we have a 1-1 game here as St. Xavier, which scored a run in the bottom of the third inning, a solo home run by Daniel Barrios. A couple of doubles in the top of the fourth. Eric Maffey led off the inning. Brian Hidalgo would drive him in. And we are all square at 1. Sam Pileggi out there for his fourth inning of work. Only allowed 1 hit, 1 walk. It's 4 strikeouts here through 3. And he will face 4, 5, 6 for St. Xavier here in the fourth. Joe Reisers, Patrick Duran, and Darren Zarillo. First pitch to Reisers missed away, 1-0. That one's downstairs, 2-0. Reiser struck out swinging to start off inning number 2. Cleanup hitter ahead in the count here. Breaking pitch sweeps away, 3-0. Pileggi's only walked 1. That was Patrick Hayes back in the second inning. There's his second walk of the game. He had been able to battle back in some of these instances where he had fallen behind in the count 3-0, but not this time. A 4-pitch walk given it to the leadoff hitter, Joe Reisers. And that'll bring up Patrick Duran. Patrick was hit by a pitch on that left shin in the second inning. He went down, tried to stay in the game, go down to first base. He was pinch run for by Vaughn Smith, but he's back out there here in the fourth inning. 5 straight out of the strike zone from Pileggi here in the fourth inning, 1-0. Duran came in a 149 hitter. Infield playing at double play depth. Outfield swung over slightly towards right field, and there's a strike on the outer edge, 1-1. Sam's pitch count now up over 60 as we're in the fourth. Time called, and home plate umpire, I think, just realizing that Patrick Duran is back out there, pulls up the lineup card and is talking to the St. Xavier coaching staff. 1-1 here on Duran. Duran goes down on one knee, comes up with a swing full of air, 1-2. You can see he's still favoring that left leg a little bit. Looked a little uncomfortable when he was down on one knee. They're saying that pitch hit the dirt, so they're swapping it out with a new baseball here. 1-2. Pileggi looking for strikeout number 5 against Duran, trying to keep Reisers right at first base. He's there with nobody out. Bottom of the fourth, 1-1. The 1-2 gets through to the backstop, and down to second goes Reisers on the second wild pitch of the game here, thrown by Sam Pileggi. Reisers now down at second. 2-2 is the count on Duran. Darren Zarillo bats next, and then Patrick Hayes. John McGuire now a couple of steps out on the right field grass. Shortstop Hidalgo right behind Reisers at short, the 2-2. Breaking pitch misses away, 3-2. Sam losing the strike zone a little bit here in the fourth inning. Walked Reisers on 4 pitches. Was able to get ahead of Duran, 1-2. Counts now full on him. Here comes the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And yeah, Duran still looks really uncomfortable down there. Takes him a second to get up off of his knees from that second swinging strike that brought him down to his knee. That's the 5th strikeout of the game for Pileggi. For Sam, that's a season high now in strikeouts with those 5. And he'll face Darren Zarillo, who flew out to left his last time up. Takes the first pitch over for a strike. His season high for strikeouts prior to this start was his last time out against Warner, where he struck out 4 in 4. He's now up to 5 in 3 1/3 here. Breaking pitch. That one catches the outer edge. 0-2. And that pitch has been called a strike all afternoon. Xavier didn't like it very much, but it's been called a strike through 3.5 innings. Pretty consistently. 0-2 now on Xavier. Fastball blocked by Lasota nicely in the dirt, keeping Reisers right at second. 1-2. John McGuire shaded over towards second, trying to keep Reisers close. The 1-2. Just inside for a ball. 2-2. It's creating a really big hole on that right side of the infield, though, as Nate Maliska is playing behind the bag and off the line a little bit, but a big hole on the right side of the infield for Xavier if he's able to push the ball that direction. The 2-2. Breaking pitch got him swinging. Strikeout number 6 for Pileggi. 2 away here in the 4th inning. Sam's got it cooking. He's up to 73 pitches, but 6 strikeouts now through 3 2/3. And he'll face Patrick Hayes, who walked back in the second. First pitch to Hayes, another breaking pitch, another strike. Hayes didn't like that one. He shook his head as he stepped out of the box. The 0-1. Blocked in the dirt by Lasota nicely again. 1-1. Wind continues to whip out, now blowing back towards left center and center field. It's been blowing out all afternoon. 1-1 now on Hayes. Fisted foul, 1-2. Pileggi looking to strike out the side here. He has 6 strikeouts and 2 walks. He's only allowed 1 hit through 3 2/3 innings so far. That was the home run to Barrios last inning. But since then, he has set down 5 of the last 6. Little blooper. Sliding attempt not made by Ketchum. That will allow Reisers to score, and it's a two-out RBI single for Patrick Hayes, giving St. Xavier the 2-1 lead. So a little half swing by Hayes, and Ketchum just could not get in. He tried to make the sliding catch. Ball landed in front of him, and for Hayes, that gives St. Xavier the lead. RBI number 8 of the season for the second baseman, Patrick Hayes. Colin Wolfe now. He was a strikeout victim in the second. He struck out looking after a long at bat. Counts even here at 1. So these teams have traded runs in each of the last 3 half innings. St. Xavier's touched up Sam Pileggi for a run in the 3rd, a run here in the 4th. They have 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 run on 3 hits for the Saints. There goes Hayes. The ball gets away, and Hayes will make it down to second on the stolen base. Bottom of the 4th, 2 outs, 2-1. The count on Colin Wolfe. 9 for 57 on the season for Colin. The 2-1. Fouled straight back, 2-2. No action in either bullpen. Down in the St. Francis bullpen, there is somebody getting loose. Nobody throwing in either bullpen as of yet. 2-2, the count on Wolfe. Lofted out to center field. Ketchum comes in, now has to go back, and he makes the catch over his shoulder to retire the side. But St. Xavier picks up another run on a clutch 2-out RBI single from Patrick Hayes. We go to the 5th. The Saints trail 2-1. We head to the fifth. St. Francis finds themselves down by a run again. They were down by one after 3. They were able to get a run in the top of the 4th to get it even, give up a run in the bottom of the 4th. So we go to the 5th here, and they trail 2-1, and they'll send up Lasota, Vera, and Maliska. That's 8-9-1 against Nico Saldias. He's allowed 3 hits, 1 run. He's walked 1. He struck out 6 through 4. First pitch to the catcher, Jake Lasota's downstairs for a ball. Jake struggling with the bat a little bit here in the early going. 220 on the season, but hit 360 a year ago. Swings and misses there, 1-1. 2 home runs, 44 knocked in, to go along with 18 doubles for Jake last season, the grad student out of Marengo. 1-1. Ooh, called a strike. That one was pulled back by Evan Orzek. But again, that pitch on the outer edge has been called a strike all afternoon, and Jake finds himself down in the count 1-2. 1-2 to Lasota. Grounded to short. Booted there by Smith, and Lasota is able to beat that out. So E6, Lasota reaches on an error here in the top of the 5th inning. See if they have Jake Vera try to lay down a bunt here. Move that runner into scoring position. Jake's at 279 this year. He had 366 a year ago. Lofty batting average for that 30-27 St. Francis squad a year ago. Vera struck out looking in the 3rd. They're expecting the bunt. They get the bunt. Vera pulls it down the first base line, and that'll be the 3-1 down there at first. So sacrifice moves Lasota down to second on the 1-3 putout. Or the 3-4 put out as Duran made the play and flipped it to Patrick Hayes. So runner at second, 1 out for Nate Maliska. Nate's 0 for 1. Grounded out to lead off the game. He walked and was stranded at first in the 3rd. Jake Lasota, not a ton of speed for Jake down there at second base. Pitches away. 1-0. There's 4 career stolen bases for Jake Lasota, although 2 of them have come this year, so not a lot of speed, but maybe towards the end of his collegiate career, he's picking up those wheels here a little bit. Maliska looking for his 3rd RBI of the season here with a runner at second and 1 out. Grounds it or hits it foul. Nate, a freshman from Chicago. Off to a hot start in his freshman season, a 385 batting average coming into this one. Grounded over to short, hit hard, but right at Declan Smith, who retires Maliska for the 2nd out of the inning. That does move Lasota over to 3rd now with 2 outs, and Hector Carrillo gets a chance to drive home a runner from 3rd with 2 outs with a base hit. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out so far this afternoon. 7-inning game 1, unless it goes into extra innings. 9-inning game 2. Again, unless this game goes into extras, then game 2 will be a 7-inning game. First pitch to Carrillo is downstairs for a ball. 1-0. Pitches away. Hector has 7 RBIs on the season. It's 13 for 43 coming in to today's action. Heading the count here 2-0. Swings through the 2-0 pitch, 2-1. If Carrillo reaches, Maffey would get a chance to hit. The 2-1 now. Hit down the right field line, slicing well out of play. Over onto the berm, I believe those are called. The grassy area beyond the stands. 2-2 now on Carrillo, the third baseman this afternoon in Game 1. Grounded to the third baseman, Zarrillo scoops, fires the high throw over the head of the first baseman. That allows Lesota to score. Hector Carrillo reaches on the second error of the game, second error of the inning here by St. Xavier, and we're all nodded at 2. So St. Francis manufacturing a run courtesy of 2 errors and a sac bunt. And that'll bring up Eric Maffey here as we get into the heart of this St. Francis lineup. The runner at first and 2 outs. Eric Maffey, 1 for 2. Eric doubled to right center field his last time up, leading off the 4th inning. He scored the run in the 4th inning. Pitch is there for a strike. 77 pitches now for Saldias here. 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 of them earned. He's walked 1. He struck out 6. His 3rd time through the lineup for Saldias. We'll see if St. Francis is able to make him pay here a little. That pitch upstairs. So we were scoreless through 2 and a third innings. Each pitcher throwing up goose eggs. St. Xavier scored in the 3rd and the 4th. St. Francis has scored in the 4th and again here in the 5th. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Saints. 2-2 for the Cougars as Maffey fouls the 1-0 pitch off. 1-1. Hector Carrillo faked like he was getting ready to run. He's 2 for 2 here in stolen bases on the season. St. Francis as a team, 26 stolen bases in 33 attempts. The 1-2 swung on and missed, and Maffey goes chasing. That strikeout number 7, but the Saints do tie it without a hit, courtesy of a couple of errors. We go to the bottom of the 5th. We're all square at 2. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Still nothing resolved. 2-2 here as the St. Xavier Cougars come to bat against Sam Pileggi. Sam, 4 innings so far, 2 hits, 2 earned runs. He's walked 2. He struck out 6. That pitch count up to 82 here through 4. He'll face 9, 1, and 2. That's Daniel Barrios, Declan Smith, Kevin Dowling. Barrios with the big hit of this game. Home run to dead right field, his first time up back in the 3rd. Cleared the right field wall, and at the time gave St. Xavier a 1-0 lead. The 0-1. This is down and away, 1-1. Barrios leads St. Xavier in home runs with 5 on the season. He's ahead in the count now, 2-1. Came in a .265 hitter on the season. His last home run was back on the 5th. He's ahead in the count here, 3-1. It's a solo home run at Central Methodist. 3-1 now on the number 9 hitter. Pileggi kicks and fires, breaking pitch in there for a strike, 3-2. Sam, his 6 strikeouts are a season high. His season high was 4 prior to this one. It's been his best start of the season to this point. 4 innings, 1 run. Or 2 runs, rather, excuse me. Payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. There's strikeout number 7 for Pileggi. 1 away here in the 5th. So he gets a little revenge after Barrios got him in the 2nd. Pileggi gets him back here in the 5th, and that'll bring up Declan Smith, the shortstop. Declan 0 for 2. Flew out and popped out his last time up. First pitch to Smith is there, right there for a strike. 0-1. Fastball downstairs, 1-1. Sun still trying to peek through the clouds. It's a bit hazy here in Joliet. We are expecting cloud cover for most of Game 2, or at least partly cloudy for most of Game 2. 1-1. Breaking pitch for a strike, 1-2. So there is a new first baseman for St. Xavier. The 1-2 here is called strike 3, and that's number 8 for Pileggi, and he gives the little fist bump, here. He's feeling it here this afternoon. Sam Pileggi with 8 strikeouts in 4 2/3 innings. Kevin Dowling will step in. Dowling 0 for 2. He was a strikeout victim in the 1st. He flew out to left in the 3rd. That one misses inside. Bottom of the 5th. 2 outs, nobody on. 2-2 the score. There's a strike. St. Francis looking to snap a 12-game losing streak and win their first game of the year on their home field. This won't be credited as a home win, though, if they win. It'll be credited as a road win, as they are technically the road team here this afternoon. Fouled off Lesotho, 1-2. These games were supposed to be played 8 at St. Xavier. Yes, initially moved here to Dooley Health and Care Field. So St. Francis playing on their home field as the visitors. So Pileggi looking to strike out the side here in the 5th. The 1-2. Just gets a piece of that one, fouls it off to the right. He'll stay 1-2. St. Francis will have 4, 5, 6 next inning. The Saints will send up Ketchum, Hidalgo, and McGuire in the 6th inning. Got to get through the 5th here. 1-2 on Dowling. Laced into center field. Down for a base hit. So a 2-out single here for Kevin Dowling on a 1-2 pitch will give St. Xavier a base runner here, and that'll bring up Evan Orzik. Best hitter on this St. Xavier team came in at .389 on the season, team leading 13 runs knocked in. He's 0 for 2 here today. A strikeout and a flyout. Kevin Dowling is a threat to run. He leads the team in steals, 5 and 6 attempts. See if he tries to get himself into scoring position. Orzik, first pitch swinging, lofted out to left center field. Back on it is the left fielder, and Jake Vera sliding out in left field on the warning track, makes the catch and retires the side. So St. Francis defense keeping this thing scoreless. We head to the sixth, 2-2. Top of the sixth inning here in a 2-2 ball game. Nico Saldias out there for his sixth inning of work. 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, 81 pitches through 5 for Saldias. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Saints. 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for the Cougars, and the Saints will send up Ketchum, Hidalgo, and McGuire. And if anybody reaches Kernbauer against Saldias as they look to take the lead here in the sixth. Ketchum swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1. Luke 1 for 2. He doubled, leading off the second, was stranded there, and then he flew out to center back in the fourth. St. Francis able to get on the board last inning, courtesy of a couple of St. Xavier throwing errors. Well, excuse me, one was a fielding error. Ketchum pops this ball into foul territory. The catch is made over there by the new first baseman for St. Xavier. That's Trevor Hauscher over there down at first base, replacing Patrick Duran, who you can just tell looked really uncomfortable after taking that pitch off the left shin in his first at bat. Brian Hidalgo now. Brian 1 for 2. He has an RBI double back in the fourth. Swings the first pitch, grounded to shortstop Smith. Smith across the diamond, so quickly 2 up, 2 down here in the sixth for the Saints. John McGuire, second baseman, comes to bat. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. John was hitting .264 coming into the season, 1 home run and 11 knocked in. Only made 3 errors in 17 games. Sure-handed second baseman John McGuire. He swings at the first pitch, lines it to center field, down for a base hit. First hit of the game for McGuire, and the Saints have a 2-out base runner. McGuire 3 for 4 stolen base attempts this season. That'll bring up Kernbauer. Josh, difficult afternoon so far, 0 for 2. Strikeout looking, strikeout swinging. Some right-handed action down in the St. Xavier bullpen. Still nothing in St. Francis, so the sixth inning looks like it's going to be Pileggi's. Pitch upstairs for a ball. We have a pinch hitter actually here. That's number 3. That's Alex Martinez pinch hitting for Kernbauer. Alex 9 for 35 on the season. That's 257. A couple of doubles, a triple, and 8 RBIs. So Alex Martinez will pinch hit here. In the 6th inning of a 2-2 ball game, runner at first is McGuire. A couple of throws over there trying to keep John close. Dives in safely this time. 1-0 the count on Martinez. Pitch on the outer edge, 1-1. So Diaz checks on McGuire. McGuire almost got him there as John took a jab step towards second base and had to hustle back into first. So Diaz almost got him. McGuire extends his lead again, even with the cutout on the grass. Pitch to Martinez, fisted foul, 1-2. Alex able to reach. Jake Lasota get a chance to hit here in the 6th. 4th hit of the game for St. Francis. 2-4-0 for the Saints. 2-3-2 for St. Xavier. Runner at first is John McGuire. Alex Martinez pinch hitting for John Kernbauer. There's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. So Martinez goes down swinging. That is strikeout number 8 here for Sal Diaz. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. Still tied at 2. New pitcher out there for the 6th inning for St. Francis, and it's John McGuire who comes in from second base to take the mound here. Just a fantastic performance by Sam Pileggi today. 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs. He walked 1. He struck out 8. And he turns it over to McGuire. First pitch swinging from Joe Reisers. Pops out to the new second baseman, who's Alex Martinez. So 1 up, 1 down here in the 6th inning against John McGuire. I mentioned earlier John's prowess as a two-way player. He's making his 6th appearance of the season. They were all starts prior to this one. 1-2 with a 4.29 ERA. Pitch on the outer edge for a strike. 21 innings for John, 23 hits, 4 walks, 14 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .267 against the righty. Swings and misses there, 0-2. Called strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. For the strikeout, the first of the game here for McGuire, second out here in the 6th inning. That'll bring up Darren Zarrillo. Zarrillo's 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout. He's heading the count here 1-0. Hitting the air out to center. In on it comes Ketchum, and that's going to land in no man's land. It's a Texas League bloop single for Darren Zarrillo, so a 2-out base runner for St. Xavier here in the 6th. Couldn't have rolled that ball out there any better. Darren Zarrillo picks up his first hit of the game. That brings up Patrick Hayes. Hayes 1 for 1. He had a 2-out RBI single in the 4th, which at the time gave his team a 2-1 lead. He walked back in the 2nd. Pitch in the dirt, blocked by Lasota. So Alex Martinez pinch hit last inning for Josh Kernbauer. He stays in the game at second. John McGuire, the second baseman, moves to the hill. Just a terrific outing by Sam Pileggi, his best outing of the year. Again, 5 innings, just 3 hits, a couple of runs, only 2 walks. He walked a pair, and he struck out 8. So just a great performance overall for Sam here this afternoon. On the outer edge, 1-2. Each team has 2 runs on 4 hits. St. Xavier made 2 costly errors back in the 5th, though, that allowed the Saints to get this thing square. The 1-2 misses just away. Hector Carrillo down at third base does a little pirouette as he was making his way towards the home dugout. Has to retake his position down at third. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first is Darren Zarrillo. Pitch just tipped foul. Stays 2-2. In the top of the 7th, St. Francis will send up Jake Lasota, Jake Vera, and Nate Maliska as they look to get a run late here. John McGuire trying to shut the door here in the 6th. Pitch is outside, 3-2. If Hayes reaches, Colin Wolfe gets a chance to hit. "17 strikeouts combined here through 5 2/3 innings. Ball's hit out to left. Over forward is Vera. Over towards the line, he squeezes it with 2 hands, and that retires the side. We go to the 7th. St. Francis looking to get on the board here, take the lead, and win game 1. New pitcher on the mound for St. Xavier here in the 7th inning. It's the righty Zhu Chun Yen, and he's been really good for the Cougars here, making his 7th appearance of the season, an ERA of 1.69, 12 hits in 10 2/3 innings. He doesn't walk anybody, just one walk and 4 strikeouts. So not a big strikeout pitcher, but he's been very, very effective here for St. Xavier. Comes on in the 7th inning of a tie game. Lesota drops down the bunt. The throw down to first, and in time to retire Jake for the first out of the inning. Evan Orsic pounced on that ball and made a strong, accurate throw to retire the Saints backstop, 1 away, and that'll bring up Jake Vera. Jake laid down a sac bunt his last time up. This ball's grounded foul down the first baseline. Yen is a junior out of Taiwan. Played high school baseball at Miho High School in Pingtung, Taiwan. Lofted out to center. In on it comes Wolf. And just like last inning, Texas League base hit here for the number 9 hitter, Jake Vera. A 1-out base runner here in the 7th for St. Francis. Leadoff hitter Nate Maliska steps in. Throw over to first, Vera back in safely. Jake 4 for 5 in stolen bases this season. Maliska 0 for 2, a couple of ground outs to short, sandwiched around a walk. 1-out base runner here in the 7th. Maliska out to right center field. And that ball caught by the second baseman going back. Patrick Hayes squeezes the glove 2 away here in inning number 7. Thought that ball had a chance again to land out there in that Bermuda Triangle between the center fielder, the right fielder, and the second baseman. But Patrick Hayes got a good jump on it from his second base position and able to square it up and make the catch. So 2 outs, runner at first. Jake Vera, Hector Carrillo gets a chance to hit here. Hector reached on an error his last time up, and that was the error that allowed Montgomery, who would come into pinch run for Lesota, to come in to score to tie it at 2 in the 5th. Still tied at 2 here in the 7th. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Saints. 2-4-2 for St. Xavier. There goes Vera. Throw down to second. Jake's in safely with the stolen base. Stolen base number 5 of the season for Jake in 6 attempts. So a runner now in scoring position with 2 outs for Carrillo. Maffey in the on-deck circle. You know, they want to get Carrillo right here and not have to face Maffey. 2-0, though, on Hector. Make it 3-0. Hector with 7 RBIs on the season. Number 8 would be his biggest of the year to date if he can bring in Vera from third. 2 outs here in the 7th. The 3-0 on the inside edge for a strike. And I mentioned that Yen doesn't walk many. He's only walked 1 in those 10-plus innings. So you expect to see him come back from this 3-0 deficit. 3-1 now on Carrillo. Swung on and missed. Off-speed pitch, 3-2. So he does battle back from the 3-0 count. See what he comes with here on the payoff pitch. 2 outs, runner at second. Line to center field. In on it comes Wolf, and he's there to make the head-high catch. And that retires the side. Carrillo hit it right on the screws, but right at Wolf. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Still scored it still tied at 2. Bottom of the 7th inning here, still 2-2. John McGuire out there for a second inning of work, and he'll face 8-9-1. Colin Wolf, Daniel Barrios, and Declan Smith here in his second inning. First pitch swinging, Colin Wolf pops it up on the right side. Martinez is there, 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 7th. So as I mentioned earlier, this first game was supposed to be a 7-inning affair, and game 2 was supposed to be a 9-inning affair. But if this game does go to extras, game 2 will be the 7-inning affair. Daniel Barrios looking to make sure that doesn't happen. He homered back in the 3rd and takes the first pitch over for a strike. He could end this with 1 swing of the bat here in the bottom of the 7th. He's 1 for 2. He struck out in the 5th, 1 of 8 strikeouts from Sam Pileggi. He swings at the 0-1, lofts it to center. In on it is Ketchum. Settles underneath it, makes the catch. 2 quick outs here in the 7th inning. So McGuire's come on and picked up right where Pileggi left off. Sam, 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, a couple of walks, 8 strikeouts. McGuire now an inning and 2/3, 1 hit and a strikeout. And he will face the leadoff hitter, Declan Smith. Declan 0 for 3. Struck out looking his last time up. There's that outer edge strike. Line drive out to right center field, and Smith picks up his first hit of the game. A 2-out single in the 7th, giving St. Xavier some life here. And that'll bring up Kevin Dowling. Kevin's 1 for 3. He singled his last time up. Hits this one on the button down into left field. Gets down for a hit. Smith will move up 90 feet. So a couple of quick outs here in the 7th, followed by a couple of loud singles by St. Xavier. And that'll bring up Evan Orzik here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th and the winning run at second base. Orzik flew out to left his last time up. Dowling now 2 for 4. Orzik 0 for 3 in this one. First pitch. Another first pitch swinging. That gets down into left field. Smith rounds third. Here comes the throw to the plate. Smith head first. He scores. And St. Xavier walks it off here in the bottom of the 7th inning, as they score a run on an RBI single by Evan Orzik, and they take game 1 of this doubleheader by the final score of 3-2. It looked as though St. Francis was going to get through this 7th inning pretty quickly, as John McGuire set down the first 2 batters with relative ease, but early at bat swinging by St. Xavier here in the 7th. 3 straight singles gives them the 3-2 victory. The win goes to Zhu Chun Yen. The loss to John McGuire. St. Francis drops to 5-16. We will be back for game 2 of this doubleheader here in a little bit.